This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and we were live today when the market was red, and I was trying to tell you guys how to make money on the way down, and then everything exploded. So I have a song for you guys. Since my last video has been blocked for some reason, YouTube doesn't want the video to be shown for whatever reason, I decided I might as well just go live again. Let's just go live again. They can't block the live streams, so people want to block my streams, huh? Okay. All right. I'm on to you guys. But this is what we call a cannabis stock resurrection. Listen to the words.
By Rich TV Live.
What a day today.
And they trolls, they're trying to get the lawyers, they're trying to put lawsuits on these companies. Meanwhile, what they're trying to do is create a distraction so we don't take advantage of the cannabis stock resurrection. That's really what's going on. That's the truth. This is your boy Rich, and I'm Mo.
It's the truth, man. We the truth. I don't know who's blocking me, man, but you can't see my last video, so we're live again. Because you can see me now, live. By the way, the Leafs are going live today as well. Bye, bye, bye. Nah.
We were always patient. Cannabis for you and me and all the nations. So all my brothers and all my sisters, go on and light it up. Go on and take it to the head when the times are tough. I know
green everywhere.
That's the sign of luck. Don't panic, we gotta manage. The time is green. And I don't care for the lefts and all the market makers. But I swear they nuts, I call them salty haters. Big pharma trying to get in for a piece of it. Because they know the medication, we don't believe in it. I'm so happy it's over, all the prohibition. And now we here, it's Rich TV, the coalition. There's no locking or stopping because we on a mission. Teach the people they spreading lies, it's a contradiction. You want to make money, invest in the top cannabis stocks in Canada and the United States that are revenue generating. Invest in the best because the best is blessed. This is your boy Rich. We're up. Peace. If you're not winning, you're not watching. This is a cannabis stock revolution. It's true. Get ready for the resurrection. I'm up. Peace. I'm talking Jordan Belfort. Let's open up scenarios. Wolf of Wall Street, and I ain't talking about the cabrios. The man predicted markets. He knew it was going to explode. He knew it was making money, and he knew to crash your homes. Oh. Yeah, these are the big boys. He also predicted the crash of Bitcoins. That's a big short. Stop acting like a big dork. I'ma get this pod, no lie. I need a big fork. I know about the tactics. The short is making money off the people's backs. It's horseshit. I'm telling you, take caution. Everything is so corporate. I'm trying to make enough money to give to all the poor kids. And that is what the herb is for. Helping people feed the poor. All we need is life, so stop thinking that all you need is more. And now we here, but our past, yeah, we can't forget. It's time to grow when you know we getting out of debt.
We gon' fly.
We gon' make this money, we gon' live all life.
We can all get high.
I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel
Alright. One day we gon' fly.
We gon' make this money, we gon' live all life. We can all get high. I'ma spread my wings, I'ma feel alright. The real Wolf of Wall Street loves cannabis stocks. Jordan Belfort believes in cannabis stocks. The new Wolf of Wall Street loves cannabis stocks. Rich TV Live loves and believes in cannabis stocks. The question is, do you believe in cannabis stocks, and will you achieve ultimate wealth through the cannabis stock revolution? It's true.
So I have to give some respect. Thank you guys for joining me here. I have to give some respect where respect is due to Neurosis. Neurosis told me that the reason why he believes that the sector exploded is an article that was placed on Market Watch. And the article reads, cannabis stocks reverse losses as a report finds most Americans favor decriminalizing all drugs. Canopy sheds early losses to trade up 2.4%, and Aurora Cannabis reverses course to add 3.9%. Cannabis stocks reverse their early losses to move higher in afternoon trade, both in Canada and the United States. Lots of winners, and I'll get through them, but I want to read you guys why. There's a reason why the markets popped today, okay? Cannabis stocks reversed their early losses to move higher in afternoon trade Wednesday after a report found that most Americans favor decriminalizing all drugs. The report by libertarian think tank Cato Institute found 55% of 1,700 adults polled want drug offenses to be treated like civil infractions that do not carry jail time, compared with 44% who disagree. While polls have long found Americans in favor of legalizing cannabis, support for overall drug policy has mostly been lacking, as advocacy site Marijuana Moment reported. The report came as the broader markets were under heavy selling pressure from recession fears. Once again, the recession fears. With the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 1.86 points, down more than 500 points, 1.86%, down more than 500 points, and the S&P 500 SPX down 1.79%. That's big. The Horizons Marijuana Life Sciences ETF shed its early losses to trade up 1.6%, with 24 of its constituent stocks trading higher. The ETMFG Alternative Harvest ETF was flat. These ETFs have fallen for the last 4 trading sessions. Valuations on a select group of cannabis companies are starting to look appealing at these levels. People are starting to buy because the prices are so low. Hey, I owe it to you, Neurosis. You're a beast, bro. Thank you for bringing me this news, man. Thank you for bringing me this news, bro. It's the power of the community, man. We the best and we blessed. Says Corey Bauer, portfolio manager at the Cannabis Growth Mutual Fund, CANNX, which was down 3.09% from Foothill Management. But investors should be very selective in the sector at this time, he added. Sentiment clearly is negative, he said, citing the vaping-related lung disease that has sickened people across the country and the increasingly difficulty in accessing capital. The sector is being driven purely by retail investors. Retail panic is creating opportunities for active managers like us, he said. Even he's talking about panic. Isn't that funny? The market was pressured early in the session by losses for the big Canadian licensed players after an analyst said earnings expectations are unrealistic and told investors to brace for more bad news. Jerk off. Jerk off. Sorry, something in my throat. MKM Partners analyst Bill Kirk outlined his forecast for when companies will report positive EBITDA, or earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, a metric that is more of a measure of cash flow than actual profit. Even on that basis, Kirk said he expects market leader Canopy Growth, symbol CGC in America, weed in Canada, will not be EBITDA positive until the first quarter of 2022, a full year later than the current consensus estimate. For Aurora Cannabis, ACB, the most widely held stock, Kirk expects positive EBITDA by the first quarter of 2021. It's not that far away. We're about a year away. No problem. Compared with the current consensus of the third quarter 2020. For Tilray, he forecast is the first quarter of 2022, a year later than the consensus. For Kronos Group, it's the first quarter of 2023, compared with consensus for fourth quarter 2021. And for Hexo Corp, his date is second quarter 2020, matching the consensus. We're not that far away. We're not that far away. With Aurora warning of slower buying from provinces in July and August, and little indication new retail locations are opening in Ontario in October. Health Canada. Health Canada. Sorry, I must be getting a cold. We believe the next reported quarter will not show meaningful net sales acceleration, Kirk wrote. despite the fact that everything is growing by hundreds of percent a quarter. Increased costs without the hope for sequential revenue growth results in profitability that is likely to disappoint. I wasn't disappointed with the numbers that Aurora posted. For Canadian LPs to improve profitability would require that pricing holds up, that new products do at year end when derivatives come online succeed and are margin accretive, that export markets demand product grown in Canada, and that brands start to resonate across regions. Rather than be widely profitable in 2 years, we expect the Canadian LPs to be roughly break even, said Kirk. They would need to keep their sales, general, and admin costs flat, which is unlikely, and that would barely produce the P&L leverage to reach consensus estimates. Companies would need to move from about 500 million, 377 million in EBITDA losses in the current year to Canadian 900 million EBITDA gain in 2 years. By comparison, the US government has calculated that the Mexican cartel chief El Chapo, Joaquin Guzman, made over 12 billion from his illegal drug trade, while the top Canadian growers have cumulatively lost 1.4 billion, says Kirk. Health Canada! Health Canada! Health Canada! Sorry, I must be getting a cold. Canopy stock was last up 2.4%. Kronos was up 1.9%. Aurora was up 3.9%. Tilray was up 2%. And Hexo was down 0.4%. Canaccord Analyst named 3 picks in the sector that are showing improving fundamentals in a tricky time for the industry. IR Strategies, AYRSF, a multi-state operator with its main operations in Massachusetts and Nevada, will benefit from a shift away from vapes following a short-term ban in the Bay State, according to analyst Bobby Burleson. Rising wholesale spot prices are likely to become more evident in coming weeks and could serve as a near-term catalyst for AYR shares, he wrote in a note to clients. I love how they're talking about a company I've never even heard of. Planet 13 Holdings, PLTH, up 1.4%. A Las Vegas-based cannabis dispensary is expected to benefit from continued strong sales and falling costs as it ramps production, said the analyst. Plus Products, PLPRF, up 8.11%. A leader in CBD-infused gummies is expecting to benefit from a shift to non-vape consumption, said Burleson, which he said is already evident in channel checks in California. Plus Products stock was up 6%, while AYR was down 1.6%, and Planet 13 was down 2.3%. From Marijuana Business Daily comes the news that the wholesale cannabis market has remained largely unmoved by the current outbreak of severe lung disease that is believed to be tied to vaping. I've never even heard of any of these problems in Canada. I mean, this is nuts. This is nuts. Absolutely nuts. The disease, which has killed 12 people and sickened more than 800, according to this. Are these people that are getting sick from licensed LPs or the black market? Because if they're getting sick from the black market, what does that have to do with the public sector? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Do not listen to the noise. This is a buying opportunity, people. Do you not understand what is happening here? This is such bullshit. These articles are bullshit. Oh my God, it's fucking hilarious. Wow. The disease, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, was expected to discourage consumers from vaping cannabis products and moving them to flower and pre-rolls instead. This is comical. This is comical. But wholesale cannabis growers said pricing has not moved dramatically during the crisis, and the percentage of flower being purchased has barely changed. Oh my goodness. In California, for example, the percentage of flower purchased as of September 22nd was 40.7%, down from 41.1%. So it went down 0.4%. On September 1st in Colorado, the percentage has climbed to 50.1% from 45.3%. I've never liked vaping in the first place. You guys ever hear me talk about vaping? You never hear me talk about vaping. I don't like vaping. There's something called popcorn lung that you can get that I've heard of, and I'm not into that. In company news, Tilt Holdings had a big day, up 32%, said it has negotiated an agreement with 6 of its remaining founders, under which they will forfeit. Thank you for stop being so greedy, Tilt. Forfeiting all 60.2 million stock options granted at the time of the reverse merger of our 4 companies they created Tilt last year. Yeah, I think you guys probably already made enough millions. I think you guys already made enough millions. Tilt stock was last quoted at trading at 31 cents, up about 44%. The company reported stock-based compensation expense of $47 million in the second quarter because of stock options. Could you get any more greedy? Your stock is falling every day, and you're reporting $47 million in second quarter stock options granted. What is wrong with you guys? Holy shit. You know what? I gotta put a song for Tilt, because these guys are clearly don't give a shit about their shareholders. They clearly don't give a shit about their shareholders, okay? Because they just dump in stock. They don't give a flying badoo about you, okay? Because they just dump in stock. So I'm going to put a song on. My phone's ringing. I'm going to make a quick call. And I think it's important that nobody panics. There's absolutely no need to panic. Listen to the words. I'll be back. And smash that like button. 38 likes, 104 people here. Come on, man. Who else does this? Nobody. Stay tripping on the sides like a soccer mom. And when it's on, I transform like Decepticon. I can tell your whole future looking at the devil's palm. You're too weak, bro, cause you looking at a 52-week flow. These are opportunities to seize, yo. No peace, though. I don't cheat. I just move when I cruise to the cheat code. Put the limit in. Stop it if you have to. This is mathematics for addicts to latch to. Rich TV live, he a swell guy. He'll teach you how to buy low and to sell high. Yeah. I get money cause it's all sweet. You looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. Yeah. I get money cause it's all sweet. You looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. This is how the market goes. It's round and round we go. Where it stops we just don't know. Don't panic, don't panic. Why you spend up all your dough? Just sit back and watch the show. Pray that you'll just strike some gold. Don't panic, don't panic. Something has to be done about this. Mr. Attorney, this is what I paid for. What can I do? Litigation it is. Get the wheels in motion. Quickly. ASAP. Quick. Yeah, I gotta go. But that's good. Okay? Okay, bye.
Cannabis stocks and CEO interviews brought to you by Rich TV Live.
So, so my last video that I did today, when the market was getting crushed, it was red. Market was red. And I was actually talking about ways to make money on a red market. And I was talking to everyone about the HMJI. At the time, the HMJI was up 4%. And because everything was down, HMJI was up. While I'm live, HMJI all of a sudden goes from being up 4% to being down in the red. Surprise, surprise. So it's as if, so what I'm going to do now, because it's clear that the shorters want to like attack me. So I'm going to just talk about shorting from now on. Let's just talk about shorting. Let's talk about puts. Let's talk about shorting. Let's talk about the HMJI. And maybe once the shorters realize that we're now shorting the market, maybe they're going to want to go the other way and start covering. So yeah, guys, if you want to make money on the way down, you can short stocks. You can buy put contracts, which is betting that these stocks are going to go down, or you can buy the inverse ETF, marijuana ETF, which is essentially shorting the sector. And if the sector goes down, you can buy the HMJI in Canada. And if the sector goes down, the HMJI goes up and you make money. It's true. Now, for whatever reason, the video I did earlier today, even though it had 1,000 views in like the first hour it was circulating and I didn't even share it anywhere, it's been blocked. YouTube, you know I love you. I don't know why you blocked the video. Maybe some guys put in some calls. Some big wigs are like, yo, this guy Rich, he predicted the bottom. Block that shit. Block it. He predicted the bottom again. He predicted the resurrection again. Block it. Don't let people see. Don't let people know this is the bottom. Block it. Stop it. Stop. So, yeah. So I thought, you know what? Since you're not showing my video, I'll just go live. Here I am. So here we are. We live. Dylan Fraser says, I wouldn't want to be betting short now. Yeah, man. There's a lot of people watching, and the powers that be do not like me at times. They definitely do not like me at times. Nick says, Nick says, love ACB, love CGC, love Rich TV. Mad respect, Nick. Robin Hood Warrior says, anyone else here have vaped black market THC carts? Joe Namaste says, not only did I buy ACB at $5.15 a share, I bought 30,000 shares. I also bought January 21st $6 contract calls for $1.30. I bought 100 contracts. I'm all in, Rich, on ACB, buddy. You're going to make a killing, Joe. Killing. Jonathan Rivera says, my boy Rich on the ones and twos again, live from Tampa, Florida. Keep preaching, my brother. Man, you know I'm going to pull up, man. You know I'm going to pull up. They try to block me, I'm just going to go live. So I wouldn't be surprised if they block this video too. Clearly, they don't want me to break the news. They'd rather have a bunch of clowns that don't know anything about the markets talking to you guys. But, I've been in this game for a long time, guys. I'm not some guy that fell off the back of a coconut truck. I've been trading stocks for a long time, and I'm going to continue to. And I've been through lots of ups and downs. And there's never been a downtime that I didn't like. Because that's the time to make money. DL Bro says, loaded up on 10,000 shares of TrueLeaf. Genius. TrueLeaf is a beast. Josh Cook says 3,800 shares at 1090 CAD. It hurts, but I'm still holding. You'll see those numbers again. Chris Deering says, without the resurrection, I might have taken an 8K loss. Thanks, Rich. Oh, yeah, brother. Hey, man, never sell in the red, man. Sell in the green, buy in the red. Pepperoni Pizza asks, do you smoke? What do you think? Do you think a guy who wears this hat and talks about cannabis stocks every day smokes? Pepperoni Pizza or do cannabis? Dave asks, if you had 20,000, what weed stock would you put it in? Well, I would spread it around. I would buy Aurora, Afria, Curaleaf, and TrueLeaf. Now let's go through some of the winners today. Let's talk about it. Agriflora, one that I own, up 18% today. Very nice. Believe, another one that I own, up 16% today. MYM Nutraceuticals, up 14%. Heritage Cannabis Holdings, up 8%. THC Biomed, up 7%. TerraSend Corp, love these guys, up 6.6%. Emerald Health Therapeutics, up 5.7%. Chiron Life Sciences, up 5.5%. 48 North Cannabis, up 5%. Balance Growworks, up 5%. Talked about all these stocks. Canopy Growth finished up at 29.33, up 1.6%. Aurora Cannabis, up 2.2%. at $5.56. Still so damn cheap. Chronos Group was slightly red. Tilray was slightly red. Aphria was up 2.3% after flying. They did come back down, but they still finished in the green. Hexo down slightly at $5.02. Organogram up 2.5%. The Green Organic Dutchman, they were down big time today, up 4.7%. Oxley down 1.3%. Valens Growworks up 5.1%. Canopy Rivers up 3%. Alethea Health up 2%. The Flower Corporation down 13%. CanTrust down 3%. Namaste was even. That's the Canadian side. Let's talk about the American side, where we had even more movement based on this news, because this is an American article talking about how Americans are in favor of legalizing drugs. That's right. Americans are in favor of legalizing drugs, because then you're not going to have the black market selling products to people and then have people dying. So the Senate needs to listen to what's going on and listen to the people for once and give them what they want. The people want legalized cannabis. Clearly. Percentage gainers in America: International Cannabis Brands Inc. up 53%. Tilt Holdings up 32%. Emerald Biosciences Inc. up 18%. Cureleaf Monster Day up 15%. Ianthus Capital Monster Day up 13.7%. Medman Monster Day up 12%. Green Thumb Industries up 10%. CWeb up 10%. CV Sciences up 10%. That's over 20% in the last 2 days on CVSI. One of my top 10 picks, which I brought you guys for October. It's true. Canna Royalty Corp up 9.2%. GW Pharmaceuticals was down 1.9%. Harvest Health and Recreation was up 7.4%. Cresco Labs was up 7%. Acreage Holdings was up slightly. Trulieve up a big 6%. Canna Royalty up 9.2%. Planet 13 was even. Green Growth Brands up 4.4%. MaryMed was down big early, finished down 1.6%. Alexinol Global up 7.8%. And Kushco Bottles been bouncing the last few days, up 2.9%. Grow Generation Corp was down 3% after being down a lot more. They did come back, but they finished in the red. Steve OP says, Rich, first time on here, first ever stock I ever bought was ACB at 290. Never sold at 1624. New investor. Should I take profit or hold? I think we all know ACB will go high again. Thoughts? My opinion is sell when you see 10% profits or more. Don't hold these stocks. They're very volatile. There's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of emotions. It's a roller coaster ride. Take your profit and run. When you see 10% or more profits, take them. Chris Deering says, tomorrow is feeling green. I think we need green for about 3 months to make up for the 6 months of red. DL Bro says, Rich, non-cannabis stock for you guys. Enviro, Leech, and Mineworks. October, big month for them. Buddy of mine is up 1.26 million. They're demonstrating in Burnaby this month. That's big. Congratulations to your buddy. Pluto Mine says Cura up 2. Yeah, Cura is one of the bigger winners today. Malcolm asks, thoughts on UH Beverage? I'm not a huge fan of NBEV. I think that there's better opportunities out there, but some people like it. It's just not one that I like. I would much rather go with some of the other players that are out there. Steve OP says, thanks, Rich. I learned the hard way. Haha, stay positive, everyone. When you buy a stock and you're up 700%, you're up 800%, sell. Dylan Fraser says, but don't sell now. It's the bottom. Wait till $10 for sure at least. Well, I'm not here to tell you not to sell. I would say sell when you see profits, 10% or more. That's it. When you're up 10% or more, you should always be thinking about selling. Watch the stock. If it starts to turn around and go down, just sell. If it keeps going up, hold it. But if it starts to turn around and starts to go down, take your money and run, man. Brett asks, thoughts on RTI? I think RTI has a lot of potential. Radiant Technologies is one of the top extraction plays that are undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed. And I think with their partnership with Aurora, I think they're going to be a giant. And I think they're still way early and you can get in dirt cheap. So I really like them. Dylan, my attitude is if he's got the ability to sell now and take his profits and he wants to, he should. Because at the end of the day, there is no guarantee in this market about where anything is going to go. And I can't tell people where they're going to, where you're going to make your money. If you have 10% guaranteed profits right now, you should always be thinking of selling. Always. Andre is asking, what's your take on Hexo? I own Hexo. I like Hexo. I think they have a future. Josh asks, small cap wheat stocks scare me right now. I think all small cap stocks should scare you. Small cap wheat stocks are very risky, very volatile. So at the end of the day, you need to be careful, do your due diligence, do your research before you invest in anything. And remember, I'm not a licensed advisor. Always do your due diligence, always do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live. Invest in the best because the best is blessed. Yeah, it's hard to predict, Ross, when is the best time to buy. But my answer is always to buy when stocks are down. Buy in the red. Dylan says he bought at 290. Well, I guess so, but how can you say buy, and telling him to sell, sell, sell? Because a lot of the people that are buying right now are buying for the first time. And if he's up, he should consider selling. That's just the way everyone should trade like that. When you're up, you should always think about selling. But at the end of the day, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. But when you're up 10% or more, you should always be thinking about selling. Bruce says not selling Namaste until 1,000% return. Drew D says 10K left, 5K on Cura, and Green Thumb already loaded on Xena, ACB, Ianthus, and Rivers. Oh, you got some giants. Dylan Fraser says, I'm confused in this situation. Everybody's situation is different, man. My strategy is to tell people to take profits when they see them. If you're buying today, then you can't sell today because you're not up 10%. But if you got in at 290 and you're up 100% on Aurora, why wouldn't you think about selling? 100% is a good return. If it's going good, then buy. I think that if the market's down, that's the time to buy. I wouldn't be chasing green. Ackmore24 says, I hope Neptune will keep going up. Yeah, Neptune is another good extraction company. The Great GT says, laptop has stayed closed for 2 weeks. Any news on Xena still? I mean, these companies have news all the time, but as far as the stocks are concerned, they haven't done spectacular. Dylan Fraser says, okay, maybe a sell and rebuy with your profits. At the end of the day, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I just want you guys to be able to make good decisions. And when you're up 10% or more, you should always be thinking about selling. That's it. It's that simple. It doesn't matter what price you got in at. When you see 10% or more profits, you should always be thinking about selling. Bruce says, when shorts cover a stock, is it a good time to buy? It can be. Absolutely, it can be. Jer Stubbs says, absolutely, I sold my Cron at 17, was pissed when it went up, but took it, and now it's way lower. Exactly. There's been many a times where I didn't sell when I was up, and now I'm down, and I'm just like, damn. So take your profits and run because the future is not guaranteed to anybody. Steve OP says, should have sold at 16 and bought more at 5. But like you said, such a volatile sector. I got greedy. Great conversations, everyone. Yeah, and just learn from that. And the next time you see a huge explosion, take your money and run. Do I think that Aurora will go back to 16 in the future? Yes. When? I don't know. I don't control the stock. I do believe it will get there. I just don't know when. I'm also not going to tell you to buy now and sell then. Everybody buys when they want. All I can tell you is, in my opinion, this is the bottom. I've been watching this market for 2.5 years, almost 3 years. In my opinion, this is the bottom for the entire sector. Pearl Harbor says, would be nice to sell ACB for $100. I believe one day it will be $100. Look at Apple. They got billions of shares. They're in 100 countries. Aurora has billion shares. They're in 25 countries. I think in the future, Aurora will be in 100 countries, and they're the future Apple of the cannabis sector. Pepperoni Pizza asks, if you were rich, would you rather donate to the homeless or spend it on something else? Man, that's a tough question. I got a lot of different places I'd like to put my money before I put it in the homeless. Mind you, there's nothing wrong with helping the homeless. Edberg says, greed is your enemy. It's so true. Steve Ben says, Rich, what's your take on BAM? I think BAM's okay. They don't have much revenue. Their financials look like a disaster. So I know that they had a good day, but I think there's better options out there, in my opinion. Jeff Alford says, hey, Rich, take a look at sugar warrants. When you are searching for a potential runner, ran it from 2 to 12.5, have been re-entering this week. I made money on sugar, not on the warrants, but on sugar, the stock itself. I like them. They have potential. Josh Cook says, Steve-O, right there with you. I got greedy too, but hang on for the ride and learn from it, like Rich said. Dan, the IT guy, says, I donate a minimum of 10%. Very good, Dan. Dylan Fraser says, I own sugar, been averaging down. Steve OP says, any thoughts on future farms holding the bag on that one and a few others? It's okay. They've fallen out of favor. There's so many other options out there that are way better. We want to really focus on the best ones now. Dylan says, sugar is a craft cultivator, and I like craft cultivators. Koyo Cushion Trader says, hey, Rich, as I said this afternoon, I believe the resurrection has started. Thanks, my man. You're number one, Mr. Stock. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Brexit Boys on Tour says, I live sugar. I live of diabetes. Okay. Alfonso de la Peña says, what companies do you see hitting 20 or more? Afria, Trulieve, Curaleaf, Village Farms, C-Web, Green Thumb, Canopy, Tilray, IAPR. I mean, those are the ones I would think of off the top of my head right now. Ackmore24 says, Rich, what do you think of Oxley? Good time to buy? You know, Oxley's been a huge disappointment. I think that they have potential, but for whatever reason, the stock just doesn't move. So I'm not here to tell people to buy Oxley, but I think they have a lot of potential. Bruce says, if you buy warrants in your TFSA, do you have a problem if they go up too high when you have to exercise? Room issue in your TFSA? You know, you'd have to ask your bank that question. It's a good question. Charles asks ACB. I love ACB. They're an absolute giant. Michael York says Camesis is an up-and-comer. Jubin Thomas says Halo Labs. You guys know I love Halo. Been interviewing the CEO consistently. Love to get him back on the show this week, and hopefully we can talk about some of the news. Pepperoni Pizza asks, why do cannabis stocks explode? Why? Well, I told you why. Because Americans polled said that they are in favor of legalizing drugs. Eric says TFSA contributions and capital dividend gains are completely different. Fawad says no, warrants are okay for the TFSA. Kyokushin Trader says, Rich, do you think Agriflora will be one of the 5 big players the way they are going? No. Dylan Fraser says, what was the news about Tilt? They forfeited 60 million, like just gave it back. What happened there? Yeah, well, they had 60 million options that were being granted to the founders of the company, and they've already sold millions of dollars worth of shares, which is why the stock has gone down. And they forfeited it because they realized that their 60 million warrants at these prices are losing value every day. And this could be a catalyst for the stock, and clearly it was. Brexit Boys on Tour asks, if drugs come legal, would you take them? Come on, man. Are you seriously asking me the most stupidest questions on earth? I know you would take them because you're probably on them right now when you're asking stupid questions. Steve OP says, Rich, can you recommend any books to new investors? Yeah, so many. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is one of my classics. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, classic. 48 Laws of Power, classic. Those are 3 books right off the bat that I think everybody should read. Read those first, and I'll give you some more. I got a huge list of books. I haven't even got into the books yet. Michael York says the cannabis market is the most unique commercial sector to ever exist. Joey Z 1968 says, shout out to Rich from Mississauga. Go Leafs. Yo, Sauga-Terrio. Yo, man, I'm from Sauga myself, man. Spent a lot of time in Sauga. I went to school in Etobicoke at Silverthorne Collegiate. So spent a lot of time in Mississauga. And Square One, baby. Highway 10 and Egg. Lived there for a long time. Had a lot of properties there too before I sold them all. Brexit Boy says, I am 13. I don't think I'm smoking them plants at my age. Okay, good. So you shouldn't be asking questions like that if you're 13. You shouldn't be asking if other people are doing drugs. Didn't your parents teach you some manners? Dylan Fraser says, wow, well, that's crazy. Thanks. That was all the selling pressure gone. Exactly. The selling pressure was coming from insiders. They were creating the selling pressure themselves. Steve OP says, awesome, thanks. Keep doing what you're doing. Great chats. Take care, everyone, and good luck. Nord Sud says, ciao da Italia. Are you in Italy? Hey, man, let's give it up for CR7, the GOAT. Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT. He's the best soccer player in the world, playing for Juventus. He scored this week. He's on fire. Bruce says, I lived on Cawthra and Rathburn. Oh, man, we were like neighbors. I actually lived around that area, too, for a while. Andre says, so much potential in this sector. A person who does weed understands this. Great job, Rich. I think we all know what the potential is for the sector, and we know it's not going anywhere. Jeff says, Bruce Correa, if you had 100,000 warrants in your TFSA and they are exercisable at 10 cents, you would need 10K cash in your TFSA of 10K of contribution room in order to deposit and exercise. Dylan Fraser says, now they invest more at the bottom. That's smart, really. Of course. Brexit Boys on Tour says, my parents taught me a lot and all the manners. I am just curious because I am interested. You're interested in drugs? Dylan Fraser says, just heavily manipulated the cannabis sector. Jessica says, average person. Okay, guys, we got 71 likes. We got 110 people here. Let's try to up the like count. And thank you guys for the 71 likes. I really appreciate it. I'm live now. I wasn't even going to go live. I did a video earlier, and it got like 1,000 views in the first hour, and then it got blocked for some reason. So I thought, let's just go live. That way people can actually see what I'm talking about, because for whatever reason, my video is blocked. Let's see if it's still blocked. Let me check YouTube. Let's see. Let me give you guys, while you guys are finding a way to find that like button, we're 27 away from 100. Let's hit that like button. Let's go. While you guys are finding that like button, let's put a song on. Because remember, I don't only make picks. We also got original songs about the cannabis sector, which nobody else in the world has. We're the only ones. It's true. We're the only ones in the world with original weed songs. We have our own hip hop artist who creates them. His name is Ill Kid. It's not me. It's not me. I'm not the one singing. Ill Kid is the one doing the singing. Let's see here. You guys have any requests? Pete Ferraro says, Rich, what's the most money you made on one stock? Well, I've done really well on penny stocks. And one time I turned $1,500 into over 100,000 US. That was pretty amazing. And I've done that a few times over my career in trading. But that was a nice day. Let's just put it that way. That was a nice day. What would be a good song for the community? I'm going to put on headshot. It's very important to find your headshot when you're making your investments. Yeah, $100,000 in one day. I know. It's true. It's actually true. But I actually held that stock for a few weeks before it exploded, so it wasn't one day. But I put in $1,500, sold for over 100,000 US, and that was done in a day. But I held it for about 2 weeks before I sold. Why blocking me? YouTube, what's up? Been blocked for hours. What's up? YouTube, what's up? Oh, so now you make songs, now you want to sing along. I bet you do it all wrong. I am a king and you are a pawn. I've been talking about stocks, I've been giving out lax, pulling up like it was socks. This shit is heavy as rocks. You was just pulling up facts. That mean you drowning, you looking around, and I know you be biting my style. I ain't route, that ain't just how I get down. Yeah, we were here first, talking all the pics. You was in the back, talking all the shit. We was grinding, making all the hits. Now you jealous and you can't stand it. Rich has been here, you ain't been there. Circle tight, yeah, you been square. It's time to open a letter. Hope you don't fall on a letter. I know you're tight, that you be frontin'. You was in control, hit the like button, getting no debt. It's a good song, Headshot. I really, really like that song. Think you can rap? I'm laughing, let's see what you write. Stick to the script, can't do it like
Look at the wrist with the assist. Ill as a kid, rocking with Rich. Can't stop till a million hits. Yo, headshot, 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 headshot. Is that headshot? Headshot, headshot, headshot,
Who I
headshot,
couldn't show?
headshot. Is that headshot? Y'all can't do it like me. Nah, y'all can't do it like me. Nah, y'all can't do it like me. Y'all can't do it like me. Headshot, 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 headshot. Is that headshot? Headshot, 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 headshot. Is that headshot? Y'all can't do it like me. 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 Now I don't wanna say no names and you'll blow like propane. Cause cloud rhymes is so lame. My rhymes fresh like cocaine. It's funny you copy the whole thing. Scarecrow, you got no brain. You can test the boy, no shame. My crew looking like Soul Train. Look in the other direction. You are not part of the section. You do not make an impression. You should just change your profession. Yeah, this is years in the making. You can't just copy the page. This is experience, idiots. Listen, you can't copy the wave. Now I'm just playing for keeps. Fucking with Rich TV. The platform is growing. I know that it's showing. We like shit together. People think this is original, no subliminal. We maximize, you minimal. This is critical, analytical. You hysterical. This is a miracle. You other cats are so boring. On your channel, I'm snoring. Why you hitting recording? You should just die off horribly. Your other cats so boring. On your channel, I'm snoring. Why you hitting recording? You should just die off horribly. Headshot, 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 headshot. Is that headshot? Headshot, 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 headshot. Is that headshot? Y'all can't do it like me. 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 Headshot, 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 headshot. Is that headshot? Headshot, 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 headshot. Is that headshot? Y'all can't do it like me. Y'all can't do it like me. Y'all can't do it like me. Y'all can't do it like me.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna send you $1,000 for a like, Brexit boy. Yeah, I don't know why the live stream was blocked. I don't know why certain things happen. I don't have all the answers to the universe. All I can tell you is that I believe in the cannabis sector. I'm an investor in the cannabis sector. I will always be an investor in the cannabis sector. I'll always be a cannabis stock enthusiast. I'll always be here on good days, and I'm going to be here on bad days. On bad days, I'm going to pull up and I'm going to talk to you guys and tell you guys what I think and why. And on good days, I'm going to pull up and I'm going to talk to you about why they're up and where I think they're going to go. At this point, I believe that we're at a bottom. I feel like the whole sector's at a bottom. I feel like there's huge upside from here. And I think it's pretty obvious if you look at the charts that we're at a bottom. Could it go lower? Of course. Is there any guarantee that they're going to go up tomorrow? No, there isn't. So be careful, do your due diligence, do your research before you invest in anything that we talk about on our show. Always invest in the best because the best is blessed. Dylan says, I still think if market crashes, could see MJ explode. Investors looking to make money 52-week lows and well, sector wide. Take your pick. Take Rich's picks. You're not watching. You're not winning. Andre says, very possible. Dylan. Neurosis says, we believe in you, Rich. Thank you, Neurosis. And thank you for sharing the article with me because I had no clue why the market went up today. Andre says, does the vape scare or hype also target conventional vape machines like volcanoes? I think that they're targeting all vape products, but specifically the ones that are obviously causing harm. Ross Fleming says, Rich always pulls up nothing but respect and appreciate what you do for the community. I appreciate you, Ross. Thank you. Sheldon Snow says, is Emerald Health profitable? They own Sun Farms and Village Farms. You know, I did see an article about them being profitable. I need to look into them further. But I like them. Dylan Fraser says, Dow down 600 points today. Cannabis green in Canada and the US. I just think that the cannabis stocks hit a bottom. That's my opinion. I don't think there's any real reason or news that made this happen. Yeah, maybe it's because Americans want to legalize drugs. Who knows? Because the American side did go up dramatically. So that might be a part of it. But I honestly just feel like we're at a bottom. And eventually, when you find a bottom, stocks are just going to turn. So I think that we're close to a bottom and we're going to see a turnaround and we're going to see it soon. And just like we're seeing 52-week lows, sometime in the future, we will see 52-week highs. So as an investor, now is the time to buy so that when we see 52-week highs again, you're laughing all the way to the bank. Dylan says, show signs of green to come. Yeah, I think that we will definitely see green in the future. Dan, the IT guy, says, such a green day today. Great green day today. Pete Ferraro says, Rich, get a prenup with the next girl you marry, bro. Man, I ain't marrying ever again, man. You get cut in half. Here's half of your money. You give it to somebody else you're no longer with. And then you get your time in half cut with your kids. Okay, you get your kids on these days. You get the kids on those days. Yeah, I'm not getting married again, man. Those days are over, man. Long gone. Those days are long gone. Dylan Fraser says, not sure about EMH, but yes, with VFF 50-50, BFF is profitable. And I believe Emerald Health is as well. So I believe they're both profitable. Neurosis 333 says, 2 words if you want to win: balls and patience. Big balls and lots of patience. Thank you guys for the 81 likes. Can we hit 100? Pete Ferraro says, do you think Tilray will ever reach 300 again? 300? No, probably not. I mean, they got a long ways to go just to get back to 100, let alone 300. But yeah, I mean, maybe. It's possible. Just not for a long time. Andre says, I have been divorced the last 20 years. Best time of my life. Yeah, I mean, this is what I do now, man. This is what I do. So I love what I do. I wouldn't change it for the world. I still have a very good relationship with my baby mama. And I obviously see my kids whenever I want. So it is what it is. It just sucks to cut everything in half, but you get over it and you start over. Chris Deering says, Tilray will hit 300 in 50 years. I don't even know if any of us will be around in 50 years. Maybe that 13-year-old. Neurosis says, never made the mistake of getting married. I am married to my dog. Oh, man, those dogs, they're loyal, man. I should have just got married to a dog. I think there's a joke there somewhere, but I'm not even going to go there. Drew D says, True Leave or Cura? Woo! You're making it tough on me. Those are my top 2 picks in America right there. But I've been saying True Leave is number 1 for a long time, so I'd have to say True Leave. But I love Cura too. At 65 cents a gram from PSF, how could you not make money? ACB, CGC, Afria would love 65 cents a gram weed. Zenabis is going to be producing cannabis at 50 cents per gram. Sheldon Snow says, True Leave, Blaze did due diligence on Cura and it scared me. Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on anybody else's due diligence. I'll only tell you guys my due diligence. I don't think anybody else's due diligence really. What due diligence do they know how to do? Really? Really? Just saying. RD says, marriage is great for me. Hey, I'm hoping that your marriage stays great forever. Marriage is great for a lot of people. I'm not here to hate on marriage. It just didn't work for me, and I don't believe it ever will. But you never know. You never know. Weird things can happen. Love is a very mysterious thing. A dope point of view says, married to a dog. Ew. Hey, man, your dog is a man's best friend, man. Dogs don't cheat on you, man. And they don't turn on you either. They're always there for you. So yeah, man, I love dogs. Neurosis says True Leave. Dan the IT guy says Volcano is different. You put raw flower into the chamber, no chemicals. Rob Cha says Cura. Lorenzo Camus says, Rich, I'm late on the info, bro, but why was the sector running today? Thank you. Well, the sector was running because Market Watch put out an article that said that out of 1,700 Americans polled, 55% of them believe that drugs should be legalized. Thank you, Neurosis, for sharing that information with me. I looked at the article. I said, you know what? Let me bring it to the people. Considering my last video has been blocked. See? The video is blocked. The video is blocked. 990 views, 160 likes, and it's blocked. 160 likes, 8 dislikes, and it's blocked. Let's see, is it still blocked? Let's see. Maybe they unblocked it. Let's see. It'd be nice if they unblocked it. No, still blocked. Been blocked for hours. So it is what it is. Drew D says, Cura share structure, only bad thing in my opinion. Well, I think some companies have more complicated share structures for a reason, and that's why they're going to be such giants. I don't think that makes the company bad as long as they have a plan for their share structure. Andre says, I am surprised weed did not replace Viagra yet. 420, so much potential. Yeah, I mean, it is an aphrodisiac, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that. Pete Ferraro says, Rich, do you like KG? It's not bad. It's another penny stock CBD company. I think it has potential. Dylan Fraser says, I married my high school sweetheart since 15 years old, 40 now. Wouldn't want anyone else. That been said, I would not marry again, ever. Bah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, everybody has different experiences with that. I like my freedom, so I don't think I'm the kind of guy that ever should have been married in the first place. Sorry, Dylan, it's too late. Bruce Correa says, Jeff Alford, if I just sold the warrants like a regular trade and made $1 a warrant, but purchased at 10 cents a warrant, does that make a difference? Sorry, Dylan. I apologize, man. I didn't see your message until after I read it. Sheldon Snow says, Rich is the man, but I also watch others, and Blaze Capital does some good due diligence on cannabis companies. Hey, man, you guys are welcome to watch whoever you guys like. I got no hate for anybody. Lorenzo says, wow, thank you guys very much. Hey, man, thank you, Lorenzo, for being here. Neurosis says, Bruce Linton is now in Slang, and Slang is now in Blueberry Medical. So do you own Slang, Neurosis? Should I buy it? Scooter McGooter says, being married to a dog, I'll bet you go through a lot of peanut butter. Oh, God. Now you guys are just going sideways. You guys are just going sideways. Dylan Fraser says, True Leave or Cura? True Leave, one reason, shares. Both great, huge ass companies, but share count with Cura is huge and going up. Yeah, but Cura's going to be making a ton of money. They're going to make $1 billion next year. So it's going to solve a lot of problems. Koyo Cushion Trader says, in the US, is it legal to buy marijuana stocks in all states or to invest in marijuana? I believe it is. Lorenzo Cama says, they blocked it because you might have caught the bottom live on YouTube. And what's wrong with that? What's wrong with finding the bottom? Isn't that what we're supposed to do? They want you to watch a bunch of guys that don't know shit about the markets. But then when I actually tell you guys it's a bottom and it explodes, they block the video. Hey, man, I love you, YouTube. You guys do whatever you want. You want to block the video? I don't care. Honestly, I don't. I'm just joking. Do whatever you guys want. I'll make another one. It's not a big deal. Sheldon Snow says, Kira had a real shady start to the cannabis game. Kind of turned me off them. I like a lot of things about Kira Leaf. One of which is the growth potential. But if you watch my videos, you've been seeing that I've been picking True Leaf every month as my number one pick. Sheldon says, I would pick True Leaf. And True Leaf is the most profitable company in the cannabis sector right now, other than Scott's Miracle Grow. Steger Tractors Inc. says, kind of strange how the sector just bounced all at once today. Like everything turned green within 5 minutes of each other right in the middle of the day. This could be just a bounce before retracing. Nobody knows. Hopefully this is the resurrection that we've been waiting for, because we are definitely at the bottom. I'm sorry, Dylan, man. I apologize. Steger Tractors says, hope not, and it continues to climb from here. Good buy-in points, possibly. Absolutely. Dylan says, just kidding, man. She's awesome. Okay, cool. Well, if she's watching Rich TV Live, then she's definitely awesome. Hi, Miss Fraser. Matthew Mulville says, LHS, any news out there as volume shot up to over 1 million today? I just think it hit a bottom. Wow. Neurosa says, I own 35,000 shares of Blueberry Medical. Wow. You're loaded, eh? Sheldon Snow says, sold all my Cura and bought Labs. I love them both. Armando Perez says, what's up with VFF? I think VFF is a beast. Tons of potential, tight share structure. I think they're going places and they're profitable. Sheldon Snow says, nervous about Cura share unlock as well. It's going to create a buying opportunity. Lorenzo Camez says, haha, wow, YouTube, that was a great live stream. I know, right? They'll let it go. They're just holding it for a while. Drew D says, Cura will be huge. Might just load up on True Leaf. Can't fight their numbers. Yeah, their numbers are fantastic. Sheldon Snow says, when Florida goes wreck, True Leaf will explode. I agree. Elad Davidi says, Messi is better than Ronaldo. Elad, come on, man. When's the last time Messi won a major tournament? Ronaldo just won 2 major tournaments for his country, the Euro and the Nations Cup. Messi ain't won nothing for his country. 0. And Messi also plays for one club, Barcelona, and has played for that club for a very long time. Ronaldo has performed at the highest level in every single league he's in. It doesn't matter when he was playing in Portugal as a kid, when he played in England as a kid, when he played at Real Madrid and became the best striker ever and won so many titles and championships and broke so many records. And now he's playing in Juventus in Italy, the hardest, most physical, most defensive league in the world, and he's still scoring at a very high level. He's the GOAT, man. He's the GOAT. Don't hate him, man. He's the GOAT. I'm Portuguese, so I might be a little bit biased. Sheldon Snow says, good luck, everyone. Hope for green tomorrow. Joseph Seville says, seen a little green today. The other day you mentioned a little birdie. NRRWF, I bought 100,000 shares, got a good feeling on this one. They had the news come out and it went to 6 cents. Did you sell it? That was the time to sell. Ryan says, when does Cura unlock? It's a good question. I'll have to give you guys the exact dates. I'm not sure, but I think it's coming soon. Dylan Fraser says, LOL, made her blush, Rich. Awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you for watching, Miss Fraser, and I hope you have a great day, and I hope you know that I'm just joking. I'm always joking. I have a lot of love for all the ladies. I have a daughter. I have a mother. I have a sister. I have an ex-wife. I love the ladies. I got nothing against the ladies. I just can't love one. I love them all. I can't just love one. Sheldon says, no one knows, but I think it's supposed to unlock this month, but could get pushed back. It would be nice if they did push it back. The umpire's post says Rich is right. Once again, Ronaldo is better, but has a bunch of taters. Wonder why. Oh, has a bunch of haters. Wonder why. I mean, Ronaldo, when you're the best at anything, you're going to have haters. I think that just comes with the territory. Upswing Trading saying, how's it going in here? Late to the party. And a few side pieces. many side pieces. Yeah, so we're talking about the fact that America, 1,700 Americans were polled and asked if they think that drugs should be legalized. And 55% of Americans said yes. And that is the article that Neurosis referred to me, saying that he believes that this is the reason why the cannabis sector is green today. I read the article. I went through it already earlier in this video. And I think it's a very good point because they are mainly talking about Americans. And if you look at the Americans, you will see that the American stocks in the cannabis sector were all green today and had huge explosions, lots over 10%. So I think it's a very good likelihood that that article was the catalyst that might just turn around the whole sector. Dylan Fraser says, baha, lol, awesome. The umpire's post says, maybe not a bunch, but plenty. Upswing Trading says, Rich is pimpin'. Drew D says, when are you loading up on US side, Rich? Man, I got about 100K that I want to start dropping into the cannabis sector, but I'm just waiting for the bottom. I'm just watching everything right now. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know when. Upswing Trading says, so 45% are hall monitors for the Illuminati. You know, I don't even know how to respond to that, man. I don't even know how to respond to that. But it was a nice day today. It was nice to see green. YouTube, I love you. You are the greatest streaming platform in the universe. Thank you for letting me stream on your platform and letting our community have a place to talk about what's happening in the market, what's good, what's bad, what's ugly. Every single day we're here, good, bad, or ugly. And it's just nice to see green today, more so in America than Canada. But I think this is a start, and hopefully we can build from here. Martin Jesus asks, what do you think about the recession? I don't think there will be a recession. I think it's overblown. I think it's been created for public consumption, and I don't see signs of a recession here in Canada at all. But I think globally, there's going to be recessions everywhere on a global scale, especially in Europe, but I don't see it in Canada. Canada is very strong right now. Upswing Trading says, how can only 55% be in favor? Like the shirt, by the way, ready to watch in 25 minutes. Let's go. So you know I'll be going live. I'm going to be getting off this live stream pretty soon and get ready for the pregame. The umpire's post says, keep bringing it things the way you do in a genuine and straightforward way with professionalism when applicable. I try to have fun, man. Yeah, professionalism is good and all. This is YouTube, man. This is raw. This is uncut. This is raw and uncut as it gets. The umpire's post, thank you for your post. Koyo Cushion Trader says, hey, don't you think we are done with the bottom? I was sure we are out of the red for good. I mean, I'm not going to say that. I can't guarantee that. I hope we are, but I honestly don't know. And I don't want you guys to think that this is the end because I can't guarantee it. Dylan Fraser says, so what are we thinking for tomorrow? Start red, go green? I don't know what it starts with, but I will not be surprised to see green tomorrow. I also wouldn't be surprised to see red, but I'm hoping for green. Pete Ferraro says, do you think Curaleaf could hit $20 if they get over $1 billion in sales next year? Absolutely yes, but I don't think they stay there. Just like this sector goes down and doesn't stay down forever, it will go up and it will not go up forever. So if it does go to 20, sell. If you get in now in Cura and it goes to 20, sell. That's all I can tell you, man, because it ain't going to stay up forever. Clearly, look at the prices now. They don't stay up forever, folks. Remember this when they're at 52-week highs. Remember this time. Upswing Trading says, apparently they're announcing the captain tonight. Well, I'm hoping it's John Tavares. It's the only one that makes sense to me. Maybe Morgan Riley. The only two, and I guess Matthews, but I wouldn't give it to Matthews. It's too much pressure for a young guy. Give it to the veterans. Smokin559 says, I need one of those $100,000 hits, Big Rich. Well, let's do the due diligence and let's find it, man. Quentin Simmons says, buying more Planet 13. I like Planet 13. They're in my top 10 for October video. Dylan Fraser says, might be early profit takers, but when the end of day sell, people might have lots of people sitting just watching for trends to change. One good day doesn't cut it. I agree. It's just one day. Let's keep this in mind, of course. Drew D says, big money getting dumped into Cura at prices higher than they are now. Chris Deering asking, do you own Cura? I do not own Cura, but I want it. It's on my watch list. Drew D says, I'm getting more Cura and loading up on True Leave with my 10K. Love them both. Upswing Trading says, I agree on 91. It'll be 34, though. You think they're going to give it to Matthews? They're going to give it to the young guy? All that pressure on the young kid? I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think it'd be a mistake. Drew D says, very small position. Chris Deering says, looking to add Cura to my I can't speak. Looking to add Cura to my profile. Drew D says, I see Cura as a $50 stock in 3 years, maybe before. I agree with you. They have huge potential. Upswing Trading says, have a video coming out on Sunday for Planet 13. By the way, someone submitted it. Hey, man, I'll watch that video, Upswing Trading. I like Planet 13. So send it to me. Share it in my group chat. Share it on the Telegram. Share it wherever you want, man. Drew D says, billion in sales next year. That's a big number, man. Come on now, says Drew D. Dylan says, not with his off-season shit, no captain for you. I agree. I mean, you're mooning people and then you're going to be the captain. He's not mature enough. Ramdad says, 1 billion baby with a B. We talking billies? We ain't talking millies. We talking billies. One day trillies. Roy says the rise of CanTrust Part 9 in 2030. Upswing says, LOL, was he mooning people? Yeah, he was mooning people. Ridiculous. And they want to make him the captain of the Leafs? They can't. David James says, with Agriflora up almost 40% off its lows within 24 hours, I'm thinking their license is right around the corner for a nice flip. Yeah, I own Agriflora, and I think they have tons of potential. Hab Slayer says, Leafs should pick up Copley as a backup goalie. Capitals just released him on waivers. I don't even know who Copley is. But if he's good, sure, pick him up. Upswing Trading says, with 12 million USD a year, I guess you go crazy. Yeah, when you're like 21, 22 years old and you're making 12 million American a year, might as well just start mooning people. Upswing Trading says, better than Bieber at least. Dylan Fraser says, a Billy. All right, guys, I want to go watch the game. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you guys. If you like this video, smash the like button, share the video everywhere. And remember, if I win and you win, we all win. So let's just win, baby. Now I'm going to put on a song before I go. Do you guys have any recommendations? Do you have any songs you want to listen to? We know it's not time to panic. We know that we need to find our headshot. We know that the cannabis stock resurrection is here and near. What could we play for the people? What could we play for the people? How about this?
Elsa was all alone on
I gotta give a shout out to Il Kid and Roxana for helping me with this video.
Have your friends over for a little.
All very talented artists that are helping create original content here on Rich TV Live that nobody else in the world has. Original music about the stock market, specifically cannabis stocks. Listen. Listen. Listen.
Just a bitch plan. One move will have you fucking leaning like a kickstand. Out to get money, nothing funny, it's a sick plan. You can't performing into shows like 60 grand. Riding like a Tony Hawk. God, I'm a big man. Trying to get a mansion with the pool, some big land. Step into the jungle, you'll be sinking. Quicksand, trolls of the haters. Damn, at a distance, whole team whack. Crooked like a bad dentist. What's that? Roof blowing. Yeah, we got mad members. Keep trolling, patrolling. Yeah, you can't get us. You don't want to beat. I eat them like I'm having breakfast. Pour syrup on the haters now. Sticky with the bowl. Yeah, they trying to weigh us down. Rolling a blunt, good shit. You can pass it here. This is a hit song, boy. You can catch it here. Rich kid on the touch cloud. Rich kid on the touch cloud. Rich kid on the touch cloud.
That's me reaching for the clouds.
Haters wanna copy it, they stealing our identity. Never duplicate it, keep fading till you're dead to me. This the new year, get money, beat a resolution, sadly decide. Watch out for the mass confusion if you need to know the stocks. Yeah, I'm never kidding, cuz you ain't watching, then I guess you never win it. Grab your popcorn, sit down for the main attraction. Inside the game, roll the dice, yeah, we play for action. Subscribers, throwing by the daily. You trying to knock the kid? Oh my God, you must be crazy. Until it be gorillas, and Nico with the vision. Amanda out in Bali and Kenny with precision. Andrew out in Phoenix, Jordan with the big split. Rich is the creator in the rhymes of with Il Kid. The haters and the trolls, they want to hate. But what they don't understand is that the more they hate, the higher we elevate.
Green Day, Green Day, Green Day. Let's